Good morning, traders, and welcome to the daily webinar in our group. And for the YouTubers, this is going to be your weekly webinar. Once a week, we do put this out. So the first part is already out. If you like it, please go share it to more traders, and we'll go from there, right? If you want more this week, I'll be publishing quite a lot. So if you want to get access to all of them, make sure you set the notification, because some of them will be very short-lived in terms of their value. It will be valid for a couple hours and then it might no longer be valid. Right? So please set the notification to get it. Let's start. So let's start. I'll do the cryptos first and then we'll come back to the stocks, right? So Bitcoin dropped, expected, nothing much. It's still in the big consolidation. If you watch the 4 hour, we're still in this big consolidation here. We just broke the top of it. That doesn't mean anything by itself. Right now, let me just remind all the traders, especially if you're watching me for the first time, we are in this bigger one and we're at the bottom of it. Now, normally what would happen is you'll see it take off like this, like really a flag and then take off, a flag and then take off. We're not getting that. We're getting more of a consolidation here. But if you look backwards, you'll see that this here had its own consolidation before it dropped and made a low. So the question is whether we're trying to make a consolidation here, which might be a running flat like this, make a new low and then go, or whether we make a running flat here and literally take off, right? Because you could make this as a flat, right? You could always assume that this was all the flat and we're going up. We don't know which of those two patterns will develop, but both of them are possible. So come back to the 1 hour, and on the 1 hour, we're in this up move, down move. You've got some sharp moves in here, and this is for the first time you're getting some pullback, right? So I probably will go with this one. Remember, we said there's a chance you can go with this one first. Let's make an assumption that that is your first running flat. That is this here. And assume that this is the first running flat that is completed. Right? So we have one piece complete, which means we have to have a move up and then a move down, if that is going to be what we think it is, right? And there's a good chance you could make an argument for this trying to go up. You can make an argument for running flat here. Put an entry order here, a stop under the low. That's how we'll trade it, and we look for that trade up to break the top. Now, once you break this top, you'll have to be careful. Now, in rare cases, this might take off much longer, but the way we're looking at it is you might just make 1, 2, 3, and then come back down like this, because we still have this one to deal with, right? This one here. And then we would probably go up from there. So we might get sell setups here. During the week, we might get another buy setup. If they make these patterns, this is what I'm expecting to do. Can it make something else more complicated than that? Possibly. We'll see. So far, it seems to be working in our favor because this one actually happened. So the question is whether this is a flat. That looks like a flat for upside. I really don't have a lot of questions of whether this is going to go back up. It looks very much like an upside. If it doesn't go, you wouldn't be in the trade. Right? So if you put an entry order there in the stopper, you wouldn't be in the trade if it doesn't go. But if it goes, great. Right? Ethereum, pretty much the same thing. If you bought it, you close it because it didn't go anywhere. And it's not going anywhere right now. This one is a little more complicated. We can also look at this the same way here as a small running flat, or two separate corrections, whichever way you want to look at it. So now we've already got this piece up. If that's the case, we made a new high. So I would expect that we get this one down because we haven't got that. So which means this could probably come back here, go back up there for this one. And then we still have to come down back for this, right? So we should repeat this structure before you make a new one up. Now, in the big picture, this is actually looking very, very corrective. Right, this is not looking like they're starting to make the big up move. It's looking very, very much like a flat. And especially if you actually come back down here, go back up there, come back down here and make something like this. So you go back up there, this is a big flat, and this is probably the biggest flat I've seen in this whole structure. So there's a high probability to come here. Go back up there, come back here, and then take off. So you might be stuck in this sideways move for a while. This would probably be the biggest correction in it. And we've seen that happen. If you look at the lower time frame, you'll see structures like that. So we might not be going to the upside so quick as most traders are hoping for, but just be careful. The way the structures are showing up, it's not that. On the lower time frame, you do have a sell. See, now that you made a new top, this is a perfect sell setup. And that is worth taking. if you're selling short-term these things, that's a good sell setup. Swiss, sorry, this is Swiss, XRP. XRP, you got this, and you're getting a big correction here again. Can we put this into a more complex pattern? You can make an argument for that if you put this running flat instead of the one we're looking at. Let's say we put that as a running flat. You can make an argument for whether you want to look at this here as a separate flat of its own. That's too sharp. I probably wouldn't do that. Or would I look at this one as a separate flat of its own here? You can probably do that. With a 1, 2, 3 in here. 1, 2, 3 here. Maybe to this point if you want like this. Or you can make this a 1, 2, 3 up to the top there. Whichever one, it looks good. So this could be a correction of its own, and this is a running flat, which means this looks upside. Right, that looks upside for one more. And most likely 1, 2, 3 like that. If that is correct. If this is one big correction, the entire thing is one big correction of its own like this, you can make an argument for that too. At one big correction, and this is going up. So go for this. That was the sell, go for the buy, put an entry above the top. That's all traded. Just like we traded this one for the sell, put an entry above the top and wait for the breakout. I think this might be even bigger than we think. Wait for the breakout, see if that takes off. That's a trade. And that's how we would look at it and see where that goes. You're still in a big correction here too. XRP is pretty much still in a big correction. And one thing we're absolutely sure about is this is the B wave. That's the B wave. So it will come back down. It doesn't matter how high this goes. We will come back here, complete this pattern, go back up there, complete this pattern, and then definitely drop. Now, this is where it becomes complicated, whether we think this is part of the up move. Because if that is, then we go back up there and this becomes the big flat. And if you get a very big flat like that in the middle of the week daily structure, we had one of that already, right? See, this was a pretty big one. So if you get another big one whereby this go up, come down, go back up, come down here, and go back up there, this becomes a big flat. Then you still have to have a 1, 2, 3 down. Complete this one. Go back up there and then come down back like this. Complete this one. Sorry, this one here from the top. Okay. So we can be here for a very, very long time, not going up with the big impulses yet. Take the smaller trades. We have a buy setup here. This is consolidating. It probably will go one more up. It's incomplete. So probably wait for this to complete itself and then you'll get a buy setup. This one as well. It's a buy, but it's not really moving really fast, right? It's kind of slow. You can see that you're looking at this. This one is going up. It's not going very fast. Probably just break the top and come back. So if you're buying it, buy it with caution because we'll get divergence a lot in here between this, this, and all of this. Right? This looks sell. This here looks more like a sell. Go back to the top and then looks like a sell to this level. Dash. Consolidating for a buy, that's for sure. Question is whether it's ready. Nope. Because this here now short term looks like a sell. See? This is probably going to come here and then you get a drop like that. And then we'll relook at whether we think this is one, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll definitely buy from this point. It's either it does that or it's going to repeat this and drop again and then go. See? So it will be a buy when it comes down. Right now, look for the sell setup. Short term. Take this off. Okay, we might be making a series of running flats in this going up, but right now, wait for a flag or wait to see whether you get a flag for a sell. No, you don't have a sell setup. You don't have a buy setup. It's a buy setup, but I'm not sure how far this is going to go, depending on how you look at it. If you look at these two as equal for that and a running flat possibility, then there is one more trade to the upside here, like you see this one here. One more push to the upside, and then there's a possibility you can come back down. Could this take off to the upside totally? Oh yeah, it could. So you might want to buy this. This could totally go up. It's starting slow, but this one was slow also. See that it was pretty slow. So go back to the 1 hour. This could be a good buy. You just want it to come down a little more. You want this to come down a little more here. Break this low, put an entry here. We'll be looking for that trade up. I like it. Autumn. Like I said last week, if this is real, look for buy setups here. And if you had it, there's still buy setups there. So it's still a buy. And where would this take us? It looks like that is real because now we're coming back to this stop. Right? So if you get, it could get deeper. Just be careful to get deeper, but then you're heading for this stop. See this move up? That's the one you're heading for. So if you get a deeper pullback, that is even better. The deeper the pullback, the better it is for the upside. This one here, let's see, Luna, it's kind of going sideways. Take this off. Buy with caution. Very soon, this is going to probably be, you can see, right? They're kind of doing this now, channeling. This has to come back here. So look for that short-term sell and then look for the next move up. I will probably be careful of buying this, right? Because this is definitely making a correction. I would probably be looking for a sell setup here. Andy? If you bought close, put an entry above the top. Definitely look for a sell. It doesn't matter how long this stays here. Look for a sell. And this one. It's kind of going sideways. You're getting some sideways here. So that might be one more impulse up. And they're all not showing the same pattern consistently. This one is kind of looking upside right now. This piece here is looking kind of upside, but it might be very short. They might just do that, see? And they look that, they just do that. When you have this one, they just do that. When you have this one and you had that one, they just do this. When you had this one, they just do this. So this might just be one of that, pull back here and then go again. Short term. So all the trades are in big, all the patterns are big consolidation. They're not moving anywhere, right? Always start. You mean the start of the move could be slow? Okay, we'll see that. So one of my traders who follows this a lot said not always the move starting in these to the upside, even the impulse is starting impulsively, that they could start like this, come like this, go really, 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 really slow, then pull back and then take off. But the pullback would be good here if you get it. And I think in most of them, I don't really follow the patterns so keen in them. I look at the patterns that I have right now. And short term, this one is, like I said, short term buy, but be careful, they can pull back. It's likely they can pull back deep enough for this, make a running flat, and that could take off. So if they make a running flat, the buy here is a must. Just wait for the running flat. Right now, it's not going to make now because it's not going to happen now because this here has to go up, come back, go back up, and then you could probably pull back for this one. Right, and then look for these moves up. Right, so if you get a flat here, you make a new hype, come back like this, look for that buy definitely. Okay, let's see what we have in the stocks. We're looking at copper. You might get a buy setup now, finally. That might be worth taking because you're looking for this to come back to this stop here. All right, so that one might be worth taking. Natural gas. Let's go to the 1 hour. Yeah, if you sold that, you got a break-even trade. It's there for long. Take it off. Don't buy this one here. This is consolidating inside of this. Let's see, US oil. Let's see the US oil. It's kind of stay away from it for now because it's not going anywhere. And I think they would have to move up first like this, make this flat. And then you can consider this sell and then back up and then down. That would be the most common simple flat that can make it. If it becomes more complex than that, we'll see same thing here and same thing for the UK oil, sorry, same thing. PayPal. Probably wait for a flag here and then sell it. If it makes a flag here, we get a good flag here like this, a correction, look for a sell. Short term, because we might be a bigger flag. Tesla, put an entry order for the buy. It's coming down. We were expecting this to probably come and break this low again. But right now it's consolidating at the top. So it's a buy. Amazon, not a bias yet, but let's see. Nope, not a bias yet. I'll not put an entry order above the top of it. Let's wait and see if they consolidate here, we'll sell. If this becomes a flat, we'll sell. If it starts to go back up, well, we can put an entry order here later when we see the turn. If you want to put an entry order there now, no problem. It wouldn't affect if they consolidate. US starter. Okay, we just discussed this. Big picture is they're going sideways. You can see that, right? Small picture is this could probably drop. So look for a sell setup. All right. This trade here was this one trying to come down with this one. This was the trade for that sell. We sold it. We were discussing something here this morning in the trading room. We had sells on all of them, including S&P 500. That was the sell. That is gone. We look for another sell here. It's not ready. And there's a good chance we could get another sell. This sell is over. You can see that. We're looking for another sell setup. And 30. This one is still valid, which means I expect this to come down here. I'm expecting this to come here and then go back up, and then we'll look for the sell. Making a flat in here. You can see that flat, and then go back, and then we'll look for the sell. And Nifty. Okay, Nifty finally turning, right? So, yep, if you get a flag here, go for this trade because we're coming back down like this. We have a running flat here, and we're expecting one more down. That's a trade. That's what I'll be looking for. So, okay, guys, thank you. If you like these videos, please help share them. More people can see it, and then more people will learn. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.